Divinity Original Sin 2 isn't just an improvement over its already impressive predecessor, it's also one of the finest RPGs of any type that we've seen in some time. You'll find a few bugs lurking here and there on occasion, but beyond that, Original Sin 2 is the masterwork that towers over many of its peers on the strength of its character choice, its powerful storytelling, and its rewarding turn-based combat. The overarching tale itself is fascinating, centered as it is on a cast of so-called sorcerers who are forced to wear magic-inhibiting collars to protect the population around them. Over the course of around 60 hours, it tackles themes of dispossession and the pursuit of divinity, all while allowing room for romance and flashes of humor. But much like The Witcher 3, Original Sin 2 peppers the hero's journey with brilliant side quests that pack as great a punch as the main story. Nor is it exactly orthodox in how it dishes out quests. Much as in the first Original Sin, some of the best interactions happen if you pick up the Pet Pal perk and chat with the animals of the world. But the true wonder of Original Sin 2 lies in how alive the world Larian Studios has crafted. It's as graphically beautiful as any game of this perspective has ever been, for one, and features a memorable soundtrack. You're on a big quest that will affect the lives of everyone in the world, naturally, but its people don't really see you as some cosmic arbiter of its fates, and their lives don't always revolve around you. For instance, key NPCs affecting major side story arcs can die before you've had a chance to chat with them properly, thus keeping you from seeing what might have been until the next playthrough. Few modern games are brave enough to lock out major content based on your decisions, and that gives those choices a rare weight.
Thank you, my friend.
Like all the best RPGs, freedom and flexibility are keywords here, and multiple solutions and outcomes exist for almost everything. You can chat your way out of most situations, or you can fight your way through if that's what your character would do. You can avoid some conflicts entirely by sneakily teleporting party members around obstacles. This kind of freedom can cause friction in the co-op mode for up to 4 players, especially since, just like in real life, your friends can run off and do their own thing and profoundly alter the way you intended a quest to go. It contributes to the feeling of living in a real world with real people. Most impressively, your experience changes based on which of the 5 races you pick for your characters. Play as an elf or bring one along, and you can gnaw on limbs to learn the backstory of the guy you're chewing. Play as the undead and poisons heal you rather than damage you, but you risk potential allies fleeing in fear if you ever reveal your face. You can make custom characters using any combination of races and the plentiful starting classes, but it's best to experience Original Sin 2's story in the shoes of the wonderfully written characters created by Larian. The degree of character-specific dialogue options is frankly astounding at times, especially considering that every single written line in the story is voice-acted. It's also impressive that each character's story arc sometimes conflicts with another.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles.
That same flexibility extends to combat. Original Sin 2 is unabashedly turn-based, with each character's moves limited by how you spend their pool of action points, but the way it allows your weapons, spells, and the environment to interact and play off each other encourages constant creative thinking. Want to teleport an ally closer to you so you can douse the flames, burning them with a water balloon? That's a thing. Classes are open-ended too, allowing you to change roles mid-game if you want or need to. Better yet, the fun doesn't have to end with the end of the story, as Divinity Original Sin 2 comes with a Game Master mode that lets you simulate the GM-driven experience of a tabletop Dungeons & Dragons game using Original Sin 2's rules. It's such an appealing package that when the few bugs do appear, such as NPCs that refuse to talk until you reload your save, you might be convinced you're doing something wrong and need to lift a curse on them or something. On the bright side, patches since launch day have been frequent and effective. Divinity Original Sin 2 may have been designed in the spirit of decades-old RPGs like Baldur's Gate 2, but that legacy serves only as a foundation for the expansive game Larian has built on top of it. Few other RPGs allow such a wide range of flexibility while also supporting rewarding combat and a powerful story. This will be remembered as one of the greats. For more of this year's top-scoring games, check out our reviews for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Pyre, and Persona 5.